Me and Chris are packing up for LA.
What's up, what's up?
What's up, what's up?
Shout out to our friend Zorro.
Oh yeah, shout out to Zorro.
That we met on Instagram. He asked us last night in a home game if we wanted to join him in Los Angeles while he was playing live at the bike. Some 1-3 PLO, I believe. And said we could come chill in his hotel. We were like, yeah, why the hell not? Let's go to Los Angeles.
Let's go. But, here we go now. Batman scoop on the mic. Mix in the mix on the wheels of steel. This is what I was fucking born to do. Let's go.
Just arrived at the Commerce Casino here in Los Angeles. Woo. Me and Chris just made the impromptu trip up here. My first time to ever enter the Commerce. How exciting. A lot of tables.
What's up, guys? Chris here. We've been playing some No Limit today at the Commerce. Pretty early in the session, I got a hand. We're playing 5-5, 200 to 500 buy-in, and I think I'm sitting on like 800. Limps around to the small blind, who's a middle-aged, somewhat active player, but probably has a pretty narrow small blind raising range. He bumps it up to 25. I'm in the big blind with King Jack of Hearts, and you could almost make an argument for folding here because my relative position post flop is going to be really bad, and if this guy has a premium range, then I'm obviously dominated often, but I'm not really in the habit of folding a hand this strong for $20 more when I'm in the big blind. So I go ahead and call. We get two more callers. Pot is $100. Flop comes Jack 3-4 rainbow. Now the small blind bets 40 into 100, which is a bit curious already, but I call with top pair, king kicker. Everybody else folds. Pot is 180. The turn brings a deuce, which is not very concerning. I mean, I don't think this guy ever has like ace-5 or 5-6 here. I don't even think he has small pocket pairs for sets that often either. I'm putting him on like 10s plus, ace-queen, ace-king. That's c-betting. Maybe double barreling. He bets 80 into 180, and I call again. I think it's pretty standard. And the river brings a king. So now I have top two pair. Also, I want to note his bet sizing has been pretty small so far, so I don't have him on a very strong hand necessarily. I mean, yeah, it's interesting bet sizing. Pot's 340 now on the river, and he kind of tanks again on the king, or tanks for a while on the king, and then bets again. Bets 125 into 340, and now I have a decision to make. I'm never folding. I have to decide whether to raise or just flat call. And at this point, I think my villain's range is. Oh, let's go over hands that beat me first. I think the only two hands he can really have that beat me are pocket jacks and pocket kings, and obviously there's only one combo of each of those, so it's pretty hard for him to have that. I think other hands he can have that he takes his line with is something like ace-king that went for a double barrel and then rivers a pair and decides to value bet, or pocket aces that has bet 3 streets. I would expect queens to be checking here a lot, but I decide that with top two, there's more combos of hands that I think I can get value from than there are hands that are beating me. So I go ahead and raise to 400, and Villain starts talking out loud, putting me on ace-5 and stuff, and is tanking for a while, and then finally makes the call. And by the time he called, I was kind of unsure what to expect, but I turn over top two, and he turns over pocket kings for top set. So that was pretty gross, valuing myself on the river. I still think it's a good raise though, just purely based on combinations of hands you can have, but possibly could have just folded pre-flop, you know?
Alright, so an interesting hand that we played in the last 4 hours. We looked down at Queen 9 of Hearts on the button in a straddle pot, and a pretty big recreational player limps in, limping every hand, playing about 100%. So I decided to ISO him here to $45, and the big blind calls, who's a reg, and the fish ends up folding. So not the best result, but we go heads up to a flop, and it is Queen 6-5 rainbow. He checks it to us, and we put out a small c-bet here of $30, and he decides to call. So my plan on the hand is just kind of to bomb it on anything that gives me equity as a double barrel. So it's rainbow, 1 heart. So the turn is the 7, bringing in a spade draw. He checks it to us again, and we bet 150. He pretty much snap calls us. The river comes an 8, so we make it straight. And he checks it to us again. We have one move, we just got to go all in here. He probably has $350 left. And he shows us 2-3 and lets it go. So we were winning the whole time. So one more interesting hand in the last 4 hours or so. We have ace queen offsuit in the big blind. The hijack raises to 30 over a limp, and the cutoff and button call. And we're in the big blind. We just decided to call here. He has not been raising very often, and I just don't think that he's gonna call a 3-bet all that light, and I don't want to get 4-bet off this hand, so I'd rather just call here. And the limper calls too, so 5 ways to the pot. Flop is ace 9-5 rainbow, and it checks through. The turn is a 6, and we bet 85, and the under the gun player calls and the button calls. The river is a 3, and we now bet 250, and both players tank quite a while and both fold, so couldn't get that extra value on the end, but always good to scoop one.
Dude, I thought I might win the bad beat. 20. I get the 3-bet by a pretty tight player to 85. And I just... All right, we're out here in the eerie night.
Ooh,
Chris was just telling us.
just in time for Halloween.
Chris was just